Welcome back to the channel. This time we are going to be doing something a little different. Today, Sam is going to talk about the massive hype about AI technology and debunk some of the myths and propaganda perpetuated by the Silicon Valley billionaires, and hopefully ease some of your fears about the consequences of the rollout of Agentic AI into the workforce. Over to you, Sam.
I just wanted to talk and clear the air a little bit about a lot of the technophobia that's going around with AI, a lot of fear about being replaced by AI, about the technology being superior to human production and all that kind of stuff. And really, these fears are not justified. There is actually very little threat from AI. What you've been given is a lot of propaganda, and the propaganda has actually come from the AI providers themselves. And then it's seeded down to the public because it's in their best interests to say that AI is a powerful tool that's going to replace your current technology, replace all these jobs. It's going to be a threat to the future civilization if you don't adopt AI from their company. This is literally the take that they're coming from, and let's just say it now, that there's an attempt for everybody to grasp at AI as a solution to their financial problems, to kind of similar to IT and HTML web design, when everybody was like, okay, I'm going to get my kid to study web design because that's where all the money is. Really, that bubble, not only is it already popped, but it never really got there in the first place. The fact is that these AI providers are sinking $30 billion a quarter into their technology to try and seed it out, to continue with the propaganda, while not actually making any real return on their profits at all. Not at all. So, I understand the fear, but you have to understand it's coming from a place of technophobia, of fear of technology. This has happened before. It happened in the Industrial Revolution. I remember it happening when they rolled out personal computers, and there was members of my family that were like, nope, I can't handle computers. Those same people have adopted computers in the last 20 to 30 years and are very comfortable with them, and some of them are very skilled at it now. But at the time, there was a lot of apprehension. And I just have to say that we're seeing something similar that's happening now, but it's not real. It's been seeded to you in your algorithms. If you've ever feared it or mentioned that you fear it, then the algorithms are locking onto that. There's probably more danger in these algorithms than there are in any artificial intelligence generation service that you're using. Honestly, that is one of the biggest problems here, is that your narrative is controlled by algorithms. Your fears are propagated by algorithms because fear is great clickbait. Fear, anger, distrust, these are all very enticing and seductive things that people are drawn to. But the reality is, it's an illusion. It's propaganda. You're being fed a false reality from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter, from all of these different sources. The only real reality is the tactile one, the one that you see in front of you, the one that you can touch and feel, and smell and taste. Everything else is an illusion. Everything else can be manipulated. And your narrative and the way in which you think can be controlled by that manipulation. So anyhow, I just want to say that maybe it's not the most popular opinion. Maybe you have a difference of opinion. Please feel free to share that. But that's the reality now. The other thing is that AI isn't achieving what it's promised. Its promises are falling flat. We know that it's not a very good writer, so it's not going to replace good writing. We know that services have been offered image to 3D generation, so you can create a 3D object using AI, and honestly, wouldn't bother. I've played around with it a little bit. It's garbage. I played with it and then I fell back to my traditional CGI skills, and I was editing again and manipulating vertices just as I always have in the last 20 years without the AI, because the AI couldn't do the job that it suggested it would replace. So that's just one example. There's other examples, like with music. We've got lyrics generators that are just absolutely garbage. The songs are not good. There's no skill. There's no pleasant wordplay. It's all just flat. I haven't seen anything that it's produced that I couldn't just pump out in about a minute from just jamming it out, freestyling a little bit into a microphone. Honestly, 100%. AI is not a good writer. It is not a good research partner. It is a problematic coder. It always has hallucinations. It runs out of time on its thread, and then it starts to drift. So without constant monitoring, policing, it produces garbage that's unusable. You can destroy your work using it very easily. So, that's the reality of AI. It is a problematic tool that is full of flaws and issues. It is inconsistent, and it does not generally produce good work at all. So stop worrying about it and get on with it. Just get on with your life. So here's a case study that's literally from the news today. This is from Meta's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, and he admitted during the internal town hall that developed the company's autonomous AI agent technology is progressing slower than expected. Despite reassigning thousands of employees and projecting up to $145 billion in AI infrastructure spending, Zuckerberg conceded that the corporate bet on immediate agentic productivity has not yet paid off. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Part of it is the restructuring backfire, the failed catalyst. In early 2026, Meta laid off roughly 8,000 employees, 10% of its workforce, and shifted 7,000 workers into specialized AI groups, including a unit called Agent Transformation. Zuckerberg acknowledged that the aggressive reorganization was not as clean as intended. Executives misjudged the timing because they rushed the shift out of fear that Meta was not adapting fast enough to the industry breakthroughs like Anthropic's Claude code. The workplace strain, internal investigative reports indicate the rapid shift damaged morale, and some reassigned engineers describing the applied AI unit's working conditions as highly punishing. So, the impact on capital and spending strategy. Zuckerberg stated that the trajectory of agentic development over the past 4 months had flatlined rather than accelerating. Because the internal productivity returns have been delayed, Meta is exploring a backup strategy to build a new cloud business to sell its excess AI computing capacity to outside developers. Despite the friction, Zuckerberg maintains that Meta's structural shift will begin delivering significant, tangible benefits within the next 3 to 6 months. But of course he's going to say that because he's desperate to prove that all of this time, money, and investment, and the structural reshifting, all the firing of these employees, he wants to prove that it's going to pay off. And it's not. Meta AI has been problematic at best, and obviously this is an exact example of these massive Silicon Valley investors, billionaires, that are coming in and they're laying waste to the economy to try and prove their point, and they're not proving anything. In tandem with the agent delays, Meta's Chief Technology Officer Andrew Bosworth confirmed the company is pulling back on its controversial internal program. The initiative tracked employees' mouse movements and digital keystrokes to generate AI training data. Following a data leak, the massive workforce pushback, Meta paused the program and announced that if it returns, it will operate strictly on an opt-in basis. So basically, it was using its employee data from the way in which they operate to train their AI models, to replace those employees, which is exactly what's going to be happening throughout the workforce. But this is the problem. They're trying to replace humans with AI agents, and it's not panning out. The technology isn't there, it's not proving its worth, and they're falling on their faces. So, Also, when you think about the massive amount of resources that have been pushed and taken away from the general public, like VRAM, RAM production, where essentially these AI companies now have monopolies on this hardware now, and it's pushing the price up for the general consumer, there is going to be a pushback when it comes to those technological contracts. Because it's all very well for these big companies like Nvidia to commit wholeheartedly to investing their resources into these companies. But there's got to be some profit. There's got to be some benefit to humanity. And if there isn't, all it is these companies that are just sucking these resources, including the water, for these massive data centers to provide nothing. Nothing but debt for themselves, nothing but a waste of time and energy and a waste of this technology. They have to prove that their exclusive use of this technology is going to pay off. And right now, that is failing. And because that's failing, then people are going to push back. They're going to want that technology back. Mark my words. Now, it could be completely wrong. But right now, this is instinctively what I think is going to happen. And right now, this is exactly what is happening when it comes to some of these AI initiatives that have been pushed by these massive Silicon Valley billionaires. So I'm not saying that there aren't benefits to AI tools. I'm not saying that the technology is completely defunct. I'm just saying that the hype, the monstrous hype, is not valid.
Wow, that's a lot to take in. If you want to stay up to date with AI news and technology, or if you want to learn some tips and tricks on how you can use AI to help your workflow, please subscribe to AI Aotearoa and hit that notification button for more videos as we learn and grow together as a community. See you in the next video.